Darkness will fall when the light is gone. Your blood runs cold and your time is done. As we dance our last waltz, darkness will fall. When demons roar, angels cry. Darkness will fall when the light is gone. Your blood runs cold and your time is done. As we dance our last waltz, darkness will fall.
Not every day there those brave, or foolish enough to enter my lair.
Lord Artifacts.
Lady Luna, such a pleasure to see you again. It's been some time since our last meeting.
Yes, my lord. I am humbled by your presence, and apologize for the intrusion.
I'm assuming they have history.
Quiet.
This is not an intrusion. You're always welcome here. I spend far too much time alone these days, both a curse and a blessing from our mutual friend Riley.
A light such as yours should have never been veiled, especially by that of mortal men.
An unfortunate necessity, considering the circumstances. I see you've brought guests.
Friends with burdens.
Hallmark moment. Can we get up now? I don't have the knees I had in high school.
Mal, enough.
Ah, yes. Please, stand. Your fealty, though well-intentioned, is not required.
So, Riley did provide your relocation.
And reality, the shroud of secrecy. I must say, Lady Luna, you've chosen some odd acquaintances. The agent, I understand. Riley had great affection for him. However, your remaining alliance is perplexing, to say the least.
My lord, things are not as they seem.
As is apparent. The witch seems far too docile.
You know me?
I know who you once were.
Did he mean me as well?
So you knew Elizabeth.
I knew her. Long before this mortal form.
Oh, and she was a demigod.
So, you have been educated. A dangerous play by those who chose to reveal such secrets.
It was Cornelius.
He has always been reckless, especially considering his former post.
So who was she before Elizabeth?
A servant of creation, guardian of souls, That is, before she fell.
You mean banished and forsaken?
Now that sounds more like the siren's voice I once knew. Her rage was unmistakable, even when muted.
You said Celeste alliances bothered you. What did you mean by that?
Some truths need to be left in the graves to which they're buried.
Sir, we came here because we need your help.
I know very well why you're here. Reality's incantation may keep me concealed from the world, but I'm not absent from it.
Then you know of Fate's plan. Cornelius, we need to stop them both.
You won't. The pattern has been set, and cannot be broken.
Riley said otherwise.
Riley is not a god, though he has been damned like one.
My lord, is there no way we can stop your cousin?
She was one of the first. I'm merely a byproduct of her inception. A servant of the greater existence, as she now stands partner to it.
Who exactly are you?
Fenton! Do not offend those greater than yourself!
As if I were. Thank you, Lady Luna, for your relentless reverence. The boy has a right to his inquiry. After all, he's been taught a history that's so entrenched in deceit that truth has become an unforgivable trespass. I was burdened with populating the vast expanse you call the cosmos, creating all of its inhabitants. An artist whose masterpieces move from canvas to illustrious sentience. I use an endless myriad of colors and palettes. Did you know the first spider did not appear until Cain spilled Abel's innocent blood? I saw the pattern it left on the rocks below his corpse, crimson, spreading out across both the stone surfaces, stretching out as if his very soul were trapped within, screaming and reaching to find solace. So I crafted a creature whose very perception demonstrates the majesty and complexity of creation, while defining the fear of both death and betrayal. An entity whose very presence invokes instant fear or dark wonder. Then I produced a diverse host of them, purposefully leaving the ability, by sight alone, to discover the lethalness or impotence of their bite, just as Abel could not determine his brother's intentions, until the first and final strike. And yet, like an emissary of death, their continuation is required to keep life in balance. And yet, if I'd altered their communal identity in the slightest, they would have become the masters of their domain, feeding on all life until their presence, and theirs alone remained. And now you see the riddle in all things. Life is made up of a balance. When that harmony is jeopardized, the offending force must be exterminated.
Was that Fate's motive? To eradicate humanity because it offends her deranged idea of balance?
Mankind was the only creation I shared no part in.
Then who did?
They belonged to him, and him alone.
Enough with these riddles.
You humans choose not to believe when things are laid out in utter simplicity. Even if I revealed your maker, your minds would reject it, because it would violate some imagined sensibility, rationality you've come to worship. An undaunted dogma, carefully and determinedly woven with the threads of your own guilt, desire, fallacy, and ignorance. This is why Alexander is intent on stopping Argus. Why fate believes that enslavement is the only way to stop the cancer she considers humanity to be. As I said, concealed, not absent.
There has to be a way to stop fate.
There was a time when she could be stopped. When fear and wisdom stood strong against her whims.
When and who now?
The two most powerful forces in existence. Fear is the author of all things. We succeed because we fear failure. We love because we fear solitude. We hate because we fear that which we don't understand. Pride is born of the fear of insecurity. Freedom is born from the fear of oppression. Survival from extinction. While wisdom provides the wherewithal to find truth, logic, and purpose in fear, keep it from consuming all that we are.
Last time I checked, fear is a very real thing, and although uncommon, so is wisdom.
Although their impact and effects remain, their entities have long since passed.
Michael made sure of that.
With all you already know, why come to me?
So, does that make Michael fear?
No. It makes him something far worse.
But did he kill wisdom too?
Once wisdom's mate was destroyed, she was left vulnerable, convinced by fate that it was the corruption of humanity that led to his death, and not the folly of his own infidelity.
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
He had many lovers, as he was unable to remain loyal to his mate. We Celestials are a great many things, but we're incapable of love. Only connection.
Ugh, I've heard the whole connection spiel from Maddie Hill.
She was the first like us to experience such an emotion. And look what it did to her. Once obtained, it drove her mad.
So how many of these so-called lovers did fear have?
The sheer number of Nocturne species answers that question, as it was his philandering that led to each one of their vile incarnations. But it was with Michael's mother that he met his match and demise. You see, Fear insisted on only firstborn sons to further his line.
Great. So even gods are misogynistic.
Michael was not Fear's firstborn. His mother bore a daughter, the true elder. After his failure, he raped Michael's mother, and she bore him the son he demanded. Then took her again, and she gave birth to Gabriel. Fear went to kill the girl child, but Michael stopped and destroyed him.
Who called you? Gabriel. Now you'll die with her.
Blaming his mother for not protecting his sibling, and in a state of animalistic rage, Michael murdered her as well.
So what happened to Michael's sister?
It was in that moment of unbridled fury that she perished. Her death at Michael's hands drove him to embrace his darkness, beginning the path to what he's become today. Fate used those deaths to demonstrate the impurity of humanity. Wisdom, now convinced that humanity could be so easily corrupted and self-destructive, that she pledged her station to fate and left the cosmos forever.
Is that why Michael is so powerful?
You've only tasted but a sampling of his power. Michael is biding his time, waiting to unleash it fully.
Waiting for what?
Why, you, child. He's remained loyal to you after all these years, rebelling against his father's own vile nature. And he's waiting on you.
What?
Michael had many half-brothers, but none more sinister than the true offspring of fear and wisdom.
Wait, they had a kid too?
Impossibly so. The first and last of our kind to copulate. They bore two proteges, Chaos and Euphoria.
So one good, one evil?
Things are never that simple. But it was humanity that best defined his identity.
And what was that?
Devil.
Holy shit.
It took a millennium, but the Celestials, working together, finally subdued and cast him out.
To where?
To Earth. Unable to destroy him, they erased all his memories, entombed him within a seemingly immortal vessel.
Sounds all too familiar.
Same spell, much higher potency.
That makes me feel less special.
So, what about Euphoria?
Ah, the emissary of joy. She was to be the bridge between humanity and the Celestials, the first to experience joy with authenticity. But she grew envious of her brother's freedom, actions free of shame or consequence. So she followed him here to Earth, hiding from us all, using her abilities to shield wisdom from her whereabouts. You knew her once, knew her all too well.
Me?
To leave the cosmos exacts a heavy toll. It can leave even the most powerful entity disoriented. You found her, alone and confused, offered her friendship, a sisterhood she did not expect.
You mean Elizabeth found her?
She recognized who you were, even though you had forgotten. She gave you back your memories, hoping the two of you could rule humanity. But you refused, wanting to leave your past behind. But Euphoria would not let you go. You were all she had.
What is up with Elizabeth and psycho relationships?
When marauders killed your parents.
When marauders killed your parents, I used that anguish and anger to manipulate you. Bring your darkness forward. I knew the moment you tried to resurrect them, everything would change. And it did. We terrorized the world together. For centuries, goddesses worshipped by ignorant men. They fought and killed for us. The very fabric of history's greatest vulgarities were authored by our unholy union.
So what ended it?
Michael, when you allowed yourself to be captured upon the news of his demise, submitting to what I thought was a mortal death, I was left alone, abandoned, forced to flee into the shadows.
You were in love with me.
Yes,
This isn't real.
not much is anymore.
So where did you go?
Working from the same shadows you left me in, making men commit the most heinous of acts for her pleasure. Nothing but a bitter and tormented wanderer who survives off the tragedy I bestow upon others. Never able to return to the horrific glory I once reveled in.
Why didn't you come for me then?
The alchemist hid you from me, just as he did from your precious Michael. But not anymore. Now that he can find you, so will I. And I will hunt you down and exact my revenge to levels incomprehensible in the deepest depths of hell.
Well, take a number, bitch! So how exactly does one make men commit the most heinous of acts?
Does she not remember? Why, I manipulate their simple minds, creating within them both their ultimate feelings and imaginations of joy, all the while allowing them to commit the darkest inclinations in their corrupt little hearts, as they kill, maim, rape, and savage, utterly unconscious of their unspeakable acts, until awakening in the mire of the blood and destruction they have wrought.
You were meant to be the goddess of joy. How could you use your gifts for such evil?
I'm simply mimicking what mankind does to most of the things they are blessed with.
Have you fed and watered that high horse you're riding?
See you soon, sister.
Mom knows her truth. Are you ready for yours?
What are you talking about?
That you are who you think you are. An unfortunate soul lost in a world too big and frightening to defy.
Vinton, don't listen to him.
Do not keep him from the truth. Your friend was there, the very moment you became the property of Majestic.
Is that true?
This is not the time.
Do not keep him from the truth. You cannot schedule the truth like some unwanted appointment agent. You came here for answers. I will provide them. But you have no say in what consequences those revelations will lead to.
Is it true?
Yes. But you were a different man then.
I was a murderer!
You weren't in control.
So you knew this whole time? Tell me something, partner. When you found me, what was your recommendation, huh?
Vinton.
Tell me!
To put you down! And at the time, you would have begged me to.
Were you the one that found me that day?
Yes. The alchemist found a way to control you. But I was there, counting the bodies and the parts.
Why? Why didn't you just kill me?
Honestly, I question that every day.
You couldn't have, even if you'd wanted to.
What?
Trust me, if you would have tried, it only would have made things worse. Catastrophically so. Even Cornelius could not comprehend what this young man is capable of. Riley thought he could crack the world. His assumptions fell short as well.
If you have something to say, then just say it! Enough of these games!
You do not want this burden.
I don't want any of this! But there's no turning back from who I am, and I deserve to know the truth!
Trust me, Fenton. It doesn't free you. It only increases the weight.
Then it is my right to bear it!
Does the devil truly want his birthright back?
No.
That
No.
is who you are.
I
A
can't.
legacy of evil,
I can't.
written in the blood of the guilty and innocent alike. And you are what mankind has defined the very idea of evil by.
You haven't factored Michael into your equation.
He does not possess the power.
My father Fear does.
Now it all comes together. Michael seeks his mate, while Fear seeks his son. They both exist in the same body. We do not know how to die. We've not been created to do so. No matter what, we will continue to exist. Fate knows that. She's counting on that.
I don't understand.
If Chaos is set free, Fate will be allowed to use whatever means to stop him. She will use his connection to mankind to make humanity suffer as well. She may not be able to destroy humanity, but she can torment it.
In an immortal hell.
And every hell needs its devil.
So how do we stop chaos?
The only way to stop chaos is an evil greater than itself. The one who asks the questions holds the answer.
Not an option.
The only option. Elizabeth was once the guardian of life. Chaos's power to destroy is only equal to her power to protect.
There are more questions than answers now.
As it always should be, or else life has no meaning.
My lord, one more favor.
Be careful, Lady Luna. What we hope for often becomes what we fear the most. I bid you all a good day.
So, are we in better shape or worse now?
Where the hell's Fenton?
Yeah, definitely worse.
Darkness will fall when the light is gone. Your blood runs cold and your time is done. As we dance our last waltz, darkness will fall. dance our last waltz, darkness will fall.